What's up, guys? Here with a review on the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Arkham Knights Scarecrow. So I picked this one up today at Books A Million. I just happened to see it there and thought, wow, this actually is a really cool looking figure. So for 22 bucks, I figured it was a quick, easy buy. So I'm gonna check this out because I actually got it because I think I could do some really cool photography with it. So first impressions in the box. Looking pretty good, so really menacing looking, which I'm a big fan of menacing looking action figures. So looks like we have a lot of black. Looks like we have some gray dry brushed over the mouth to add some just extra detail. Looks like we also have that same gray, also dry brushed on the rope. And then it looks like throughout it just looks like a lot of black. Looks like there's a little bit different metallic color on the tubes. And then obviously the bright orange just kind of lathered on there. So really no, no subtlety about that, but definitely some stuff we can fix. And you also have gray paint on the tubes there. Okay, let's see. Looking good. Obviously the sculpt, the detail, they do really well here. I think it's really cool that they have a leg brace. I think that's awesome. So I have not played the game, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm behind on any video game play, and I really don't play much, so have not played it yet, but the figure looks awesome. So that's the front of the package. Here's the side. Here's the back with some really cool artwork. Looking great. And I know this figure has a lot of good customization. Some stuff I can do definitely to customize it, make it look better. So, and that picture looks great. So I might use that as some influence. And there's the side, Scarecrow, Batman, Arkham Knight. Okay, let's open it up and see what we're looking at. Okay, so here's Scarecrow out of the box. Okay, and obviously he does not come with that skull. That's from the new Predator I got, so I just put that in his hand because I thought it looked pretty cool. But yeah, let's look at the details. Look at that, looking good. So as always, the sculpt is great. McFarlane Toys does an amazing job with that. So here it is from the front. Here, I'll take the skull out of his hand. Okay. And let's look up at the face real quick. So you can see the eyes. So eyes look really good. Like I said, it's dry brushed on there. And if you look under the laces, they even have his mouth. You can see his teeth are painted and stuff too. So good attention to detail on the face. He did a phenomenal job there. Now, what I think this figure could definitely benefit from is dry brush. So dry brushing some, I'd say like a lighter gray or a medium gray, probably medium gray over the top. So it still looks black, but just adds, you can see the textures better. And then also maybe adding some browns or some beiges just to make it look kind of dirty. And I mean, if you look at the card it comes with, which here's the card, you can definitely tell like, right, there's some browns, there's some different colors kind of mixed in just to make it look like, just really kind of like disgusting, right? Because this is like, if you look at it like this is too perfect, right, for someone like the Scarecrow. So adding, I think, some browns, some other colors would be really helpful. So I will do that, and I will have a video kind of showing that. So very cool. So that's the front of the figure. Like I said, really cool details. I'll also do some silver highlights because I definitely see some opportunity. Here is the side here. Okay. Brace looks great. Here's the back of the figure. You have some tubes there. Like I said, definitely can use some silver highlights. Here's the other side. What I do, there are some tubes kind of running throughout though that are different color, so I admire that. So rather than sticking to just a couple colors. So they did add some little extra details there, which is nice. And then up close, yeah, this is like, the tubes are like a metallic gray. But it's not much darker, or sorry, but not much lighter than the black, so it really doesn't stick too well. Obviously, the orange doesn't always, it's not always spot on, right? It looks like it didn't quite align on one of the tubes, but right, black wash and some paint can kind of help with that, so not a big deal. Okay, cool. So let's get into the articulation. Okay, so here we go. So here is the articulation. Ready? So we have the head, moves up about that far, doesn't move up much, moves down a little bit, does have a little bit of a pivot, so it does go side to side slightly, does turn 360 degrees. That's nice. This is also loose on there, so this can be articulated in any direction that you want. You can put it behind him if you want. Now you have your arms go up, you know, above 90 degrees, double jointed elbows. You do have wrist articulation, which is nice. And you do have a bicep swivel as well. So really great articulation there. Now you do have ab crunch, though it does not crunch forward and stay. It does crunch back a little bit and stays. And it does go side to side, but you can tell the tubes here do keep it from rotating all the way around. So you can only rotate so much with that because they are glued in place, it looks like. So if you don't want to rip those tubes, you might not want to do too much there. So leg can go up about that far. You do have double jointed knees. You do have ankle articulation and toe articulation. And then looks like they can go rotate in and out slightly, so not too much. And then articulation looks the same for the brace. Looks like, yep, so double jointed knees. Yeah, all the articulation is the same, even with the brace, which is nice. So, okay, cool. So that's articulation. Let's get into size comparison. Okay, here is size comparison. Obviously Scarecrow in the middle. And if you look up close, we do have the Todd McFarlane Batman there, which stands just slightly taller. The ears are definitely taller for sure with the ears. You have Deathstroke, which is, Deathstroke is a little bit shorter. And then you have Spawn, which stands about the same height as Scarecrow, maybe slightly taller, but not by much. As you can tell, this is, I customized this Deathstroke. It does look quite a bit better than the one, than how it came in the package. Very cool custom. That was actually one of my first action figure customs, which was neat. Or that I've done, yeah, for the most part. Let's see, and then you have Bane, right? So Bane stands quite a bit taller, as he should. So yeah, so I think as far as size comparison, it fits in nicely, good size. Yeah, no complaints there. Okay, so final thoughts on Scarecrow from Arkham Knights. I think it's awesome. I think the paint detail is fine enough, right? There's definitely not perfect for sure, but I think it's menacing enough, right? Kind of like the dark complexion. They did do some dry brushing. There are some differentiation in the black and the gray tubes, adding the orange highlights. I think overall, paint application is always the big opportunity with McFarlane. So I'd say, you know, it's better than like Marvel Legends and things of that nature, but it's still kind of, you know, behind some of the other competitors. So I'd say this definitely has the opportunity to be customized, and I'm looking forward to customizing it. The sculpt is great. I'd say it's 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I mean, the sculpt looks amazing. The articulation is fine with the arms and the legs. The hip articulation is the only kind of tricky part, of course, just because of the tubes. I just think the overall look of the figure is phenomenal. So I picked it up. I didn't plan on picking up another DC figure for quite some time, but I saw this one, and for the price, right, $22.99, I thought it was a good price. So I decided to pick it up, and I'm happy I did it. So if you are a Batman fan, especially a Batman villain fan, I'd say this is a must get, especially if you're Scarecrow. I think as far as what's in the market now, I don't think there's a cooler Scarecrow, in my opinion. Now, there might be some figures I haven't seen. Feel free to drop that in the comments if there's Scarecrows that you think are superior. It doesn't have to be McFarlane. But as far as a lot of Scarecrows I've seen, this looks pretty darn good. Pretty excited about it. So yeah, so that was a review. Feel free to like and subscribe and check out my other reviews. I just released one on the new NECA Shaman Predator, and have been posting quite a bit the last couple weeks just around, you know, photography and behind the shots, but also you know, some other things, some customization pieces too. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next review. See you later.